Okay, boys, we are starting with the second day of the Zerator Cup 2021. I am the official English caster, more or less, let's say like that. It's quarterfinal one time, and we have 9 teams that will fight out for 3 spots. So only 3 teams are making it, and 6 teams will be eliminated. There are 3 quarterfinals, so that means that we have a total of 9 teams afterwards in the semis. So good luck to the teams. And I'm quickly explaining you the format, as we have this map number 6, as the starter with the water start. So again, we have rounds mode that will be played with a points repartition of 200, 180, 165, and so on. So the point gap between the respective positions is getting less and less every time. So you really want to land in the top spots here. And yeah, how it goes, we have 4 maps that we played. This is map number 1, and we have 1 warm-up and 5 live rounds. And then those 5 live rounds, the players are able to collect points, and we will have the ranking on the left corner. So good luck to the teams. There, of course, is this backside wedge, which is really important. You have to play a bit with your acceleration there and get yourself a good line to not let your car yeet off. Right now, Across and Plasterex leading the warm-up, but those are so-called warm-up Andes. But of course, we don't know. Maybe they are good on that. But I think so that they're ready. Especially Across. He wants to go into the semifinal after being in the quarterfinal so often. That is like a very, very bad thing for him. Good times here also. 56.2. WR is a 54.9 from Gren. So great time. I have a 58 as a PB. So I thought that I did the map good, but I'm only top 250. So great times there. Good luck to the teams. And let's go ahead and start. Good luck, and take a look onto the first round. So the buck side, really important. Probably the identity, and then of course there's the ending where you can also lose your gear and do a no slide on this last right-hander and then jump into the finish immediately. So let's go ahead and follow actually, who do we follow? Let's follow Plasterex for the first round, who clips a bit but still survives, goes for that line, of course, gathers a lot of speed, but right now finds himself only on the 23rd position. Cut really important for the Polish player, but makes it very nice so he catches up some places. We have Massa leading the round here. Let's go ahead and follow Mr. 305 Folds a bit behind though. Hedra, Aside, and Across are leading though. So that is nice to see. Massa on a comfortable 7th placement. Also gets a good buck set, and Across makes that mistake. Massa up to the battle for that first position. Maimo, Aside, and also Mika are in the race. Let's follow Mika here. Great wiggles from the players. Mika accumulating a lot of speed here. Who gets that first 200 points here? Who is it gonna be? Very, very close round for the players. Massa with a good line, but released a little bit too much. Mika with the airtime. Maimo will go into the lead here. Will Maimo take it, or who will take that first position? Aside has a bit more speed, and Aside will take it. 7,000ths of a second. Mika on 2nd. Massa on 3rd. But man, what a round to start it all off with. Team Ja with a very good performance here. Aside and also Yannick's getting 1st and 4th place. And then their other teammates also with some good amount of points. But man, those times are good here. 56.2. And also Masai with a good performance here. P number 3 for the BIG player. And let's take a look onto the ranking. Because as I said, only the top 3 teams are going through. MMS leading. And then we have Team Ja on 2nd. And Warthog on P, or Warthogs on P number 3. So very messy to spectate this one, of course. But I'm trying to do my best. So Team Warthog is Ayako, Rin, and Otak. So good performance for them. Also Mika here with a very, very good start. But touches there. Touches the lily pad and falls down. So let's go ahead with Plasterex, who's on a great performance. Wingo Bear on 1st. Plasterex also with a good amount of speed. Also great alignment. He could hit the lantern there. So you want to release accordingly. But Plasterex survives it. Also good buck set here. And the no slide. I went for this sign as well. So Plasterex survives it here. Rin with a small mistake, so you will not have as much speed as the others from this uphill here. Plasterex on 4th place. Wingo on 1st. Releases very late though. So the others are overtaking him here. Who is gonna get that very messy ending? Plasterex with a great no slide gets himself a lot of speed, and Plasterex from 4th to 1st with this ending section. Great job here for him, and also for Team Safe. Plasterex with 200 points. Then we have Hedra on 2nd, Win on 3rd, and then Snow X on P number 4. S-Side also finishes here, but on last. Spam also not with good amount of points, as well as Marius and Hugo here. 24, 25, and 26th position for them. But man, what an ending from Plasterex. And with that, they're moving a little bit further up in the scoreboard, but it's very close between the teams. Only one team is falling a bit behind, as you can see here. We can see it. Good vibes also on here. Loud6, SLI, and Klauxe are right now on last position. Plasterix with a bit of a bad start has to respawn, so he will be out on that one. He will not get himself a good position in this one, so let's follow the others. Mika, SLI, Uta, S-Side, Snow, and Otak are in the lead. Uta with a great amount of speed, also good alignment. Will he actually survive it here? He steers a little bit in too early and makes that mistake. I was seeing that one coming, unfortunately for him, so he will be out here. Mika, Otak, S-Side, and SLI are batting it out for that, but Mika is so far ahead, quarter of a second ahead of the other players. But Mika not with the best line. S-Side goes for the attack. Also Hugo here in the mix. Who's gonna get that? S-Side not with a good line. Mika will have it here. Because he has more speed in this ending, S-Side still gets himself that second place ahead of Otak. Then SLI on 4th, Wingobear on 5th, Yannick's on 6th, then Plixie on 7th, Maimo on 8th, and Loud6 on P number 9. So great job there from Mika, 56.38. Also a nice time, only 1.5 seconds, 1.4 roughly away from the WR from Gren, who has a 54.9, the only time below 55. So good time from him. Right now it's Team MMS leading. Again, I'm gonna show you the ranking after this round, or maybe even at the start here. So Mika, Maimo, and Sam, then S-Side across Yannick's, Ayako, Rin, Otak, and then the other teams are behind. But let's focus on this round here. Massa with a great start, but oversteers a little bit too much. But Massa right now looking really, really strong, I have to say. Massa looking really strong on this map. Nice to see that the German player is doing very well here. Maimo will have a hard time, has to release hard. SLI also missing the CP, I guess. So he has to go for another round. With that, Massa is capitalizing from that after that wonky line that he has opted for beforehand. So Massa on that battle for 3rd place, or maybe even for 1st. S-Side is losing a little bit. Hedra with a good ending. Massa can get a good ending here through, but who's gonna get that 2nd place? Massa with a lot of speed, doesn't jump over the lily pad, and with that he finishes in front of Otak and Wingobear, and also Hedra. S-Side gets first with a .26, 56.26 to be exact. So Massa with some valuable points for his team and claims another good placement. So Massa P2 and also goes up in the leaderboard here, coming a bit closer to the others, not overtaking someone, but 496 for the Berlin International Gaming player. And with that, he has more than, yeah, he has a lot of points. The others, Pack and Spam, only have 300 points. So Team Poppin right now on a 5th place. But it's nothing set in stone because we still have 3 more maps after that. Plasterex with a great start into the lead. He goes 0.15 of a second. Good approach here as well. Massa again in the mix. So great start. This start is not easy because your tires are still wet there. So right now a non-French lead for Plasterex and Massa. Then Rin, Wingobear, and SLI are behind. Let's follow SLI, who has not the best line. He is dead on this one. So he will not play a role. But look at the fight here for the positions. Also Spam is in the mix. So let's follow Spam here, the Alliance player who can make something happen, or has to make something happen. He's in dire need of some points. Early release for him, and with that he gets himself a good amount of speed. But bumps here a little bit. Who's gonna get that 1st place? It will be Plasterex. But look at the ending from Spam, sniping away some placements and gets himself P5. But Massa has made a mistake, so he will not be able to finish in the top 10. Plasterex will eventually win this round ahead of Otak, then Rin on 3rd, Wingobear on 4th, and as I said, Spam on P5. But Massa threw away this round. Could have been a good one for Team Poppin, but not looking too good for them. And also Quail Folterbald, thank you so much for the tier 1 resub. Are you focusing only on Massa? No, but Massa was in the race a lot of times. So I think he is giving us a very good overview over that. Okay, that was the first map. We have 3 more maps, and then we have our top 3. Okay. Now we have Ore Saison. Or however it's called. Something like that. But let's take a look onto the ranking. We have Aside, Across and Yannick's leading. Very good performance for Team Ya. Then Warthogs, Ayako, Rin and Otak on second place. Mika, Maimo and Sam for Team MMS on the third place. And then Dutabear, Wingobear, Uta and Danisos on P4. Team Safe also on the fifth position ahead of Team Poppen. And then there's Hedra, Panda and Hugo on 7th place. Multigaming on P8 and Loud6, SLI and Klauxe on P number 9. But nothing set in stone, so don't worry about that. But I mean, if you take a look, maybe there's a gap between P number 7 and 8, but every team can still make it. Only one good map. Now we have this map. You can see it here. It's not easy, especially with all the gear changes and the lines that you have to take, especially the ice ending where you can really slide out and maybe get yourself not the best line over the part there, but Spam does it quite nicely and finishes the warm-up. Mika with a 51.66, and I can tell you that is a pretty fast time on this map, 51.66. The world record is a 50.39 by Aurel. But let's go ahead into the first round. Let's follow Across for the first one because he's just on my hotkey, playing for Team Ya. So they're right now in first place. And Across, not with the best approach here, but still was able to survive it, but still only on P number 20. Let's follow Lars, who's on 9th place. They need to make something happen. Also gets himself a good amount of speed. Marius, Massa, Wingobear, Lars, all batting out. Really important here to not slide out. So you have to play with your releasing. Lars making it and finds himself in a good spot. Also Marius here. So those could be some good points for Team Safe. If they're gonna make it, some players are sliding out. Maimo right now in first place. You want to go very far up there, but of course do not want to lose as much speed as Lars just did there. Of course, he had a good alignment, but lost a lot of positions and only gets himself P number 13. Hugo and Spam are ahead of him. Maimo wins the round. Mika on second, Win on third. Then Oltak on P4. And then Aside, Marius, Yannick and Wingobear rounding off the top 8. I think Zerator is deciding the maps, man. Let's go into the next round. Let's follow Ayako. Who right now finds himself on, actually not a top 10 position, but still his team is doing quite nicely. And Ayako gets a really, really good start here, but exits the box set a bit too early. So he finds himself on a not that good position. And let's take a look what Aside is doing right now in the battle for the top placements. Hugo, Hedra and Maimo are ahead of him, but Aside with a great line goes into that even second position because both Hugo and Hedra have made a mistake. Maimo Jr. leading again. Great performance from the Frenchman. Aside still stays on that second place. Not the best line though, but just goes very far up. Mika also with a great ice section, and he will overtake Hugo. And Aside stays on 6th position, gets overtaken by Across and Klauxe, but still good amount of points. 123 points for Aside. Hedra and Wingobear have to settle on 7th and 8th. And another great performance from Maimo Jr. That was 0.7 away from world record. So that was, man, that was very fast from Maimo Jr., who's playing for Team MMS. And with that, we also have a new leader, as you can see. Team MMS is leading at the moment. Let's go with Tonk TV. Good backside. Very good start here from Tonk TV, who doesn't really ring a bell to me, or doesn't have any knowledge about him. But he gets a really nice start. Finds himself on 6th place together with Across. Pack also with a good round here, as well as Massa, but Pack sliding out there. Didn't get the release timing. That was also my issue on this map. Really hard to get that. Also that you don't want to gear down just in that transition. Tonk not getting it too well, but who's getting that first place? Will it be Massa, Ayako, Across, or Aside? Aside with good amount of speed, so he overtakes Across and Massa. But Ayako wins this round, and another good amount of points for Team Warthogs here. Rin and Otak. Rin on P7 and Otak probably also has gotten himself some good amount of points in this round. Oh, actually, never mind. Only 22nd for him. But still, I mean, that's above average. And with that, they can definitely create a gap between them and team, or the 4th seeded team, which is Team Safe. So Team Safe right now, 400 points away. And there's actually one player who's not playing. Like, who's that actually? Panda, lagging a bit. Okay, Panda is actually playing. So I thought someone was standing still at the start, but it was just Panda who had some issues. Okay, look at that. Yannick with a great start. Also Peg again in the mix. So the Eminem player is doing it very nicely here. So maybe he can do something at PD Poppin right now on P number 6. Peg with a good release time and gets a very good apex. So he is in the mix. But of course he still has to survive the ending. Panda unfortunately with ADC. So that is not good. Maimo with a mistake. He played so well on this map. But he will not get himself a good amount of points in this round. Who will get that first place? Peg looking really strong but oversteered a little bit in this ending. So Yannick, Mika, and look at that. 3 other players are overtaking Peg. So Peg down from P4 to P number 7. Even though he got it really good. Wingo Bear wins it out of Yannick, and then a Mika on that 3rd place. There's usually no French cast for Zerator Cup. No English cast, sorry. There's only a French cast. So that's how it is. But yeah, it was also very spontaneous that I'm covering this quarterfinal. I was in contact with John, who's in charge of that. But it's not working out every time. So yeah. Let's go ahead. Hedra, actually. I haven't followed him thus far. Good line for him. Cuts the grass very nicely. And yeah, survives the start. Now we have the second part of the map. Of course, very important to hold your nose slide, which Hedra didn't do. Else he will not do that that jump there. As you can see, Hedra didn't make it. So the trick pad, as the Frenchies are saying, is not working out. Also Wingo Bear with a mistake. Maimo Jr. again with a great performance. Goes so far up there. So he has a lot of speed. Will he overtake Aside here in the ending? It will be so close. But Maimo Jr. actually snipes it there. What a great ending from the MMS player. Also Mika on P number 4. So what a great performance from them in this round. Man, what a snipe from Maimo in this ending section. Okay, so second map is done. We have 2 more. And what map will that be? Map number 9 will be the next map that we are gonna see. O Sera Land Tir. Something like that. WR a 51.06 from Gwen. Then we have Plasterex behind that with a .25. Call Jr., Glass, Snow, and Bren are also not too far away, only 0.4 of a second. And again, we have a warm-up. But let's use the warm-up to take a look onto the teams here. As we have Team Ya on P number 1, Aside across, and Yannick. Then MMS on 2nd place, Mika, Maimo, and Sam. So great to see that as well. Ayako, Rin, and Otak, the team that will also be through. But Team Safe has caught up a bit. Only, yeah, less than 300 points. Make it 250, give or take, between 3rd and 4th. So this could be all decided in the last map, but of course they have to perform here. This ending is not easy. As you can see, you have to jump on that lily pad and then bounce into the finish. So not easy. And right now, Team Poppin on that 6th position. Okay, so good luck to the teams. Good luck. And see who will make it. /list. Yeah, you can probably check out what map comes after that. But of course, guys, thank you so much for checking out the stream today. And let's go ahead into the first round on the 9th map. I will really follow Plasterex because he's on a comfortable 6th position. And right now his teammates Lars and also Marius only on 13th and 15th in an average of a 9th position. But they're not doing bad. They're not particularly doing bad, but I'm gonna follow him Panda having some issues. Great line from Plasterix. Spam actually leading the round here, but Plasterix makes that mistake. And of course, that is not what you want. So he's behind. Let's go with Klauxe here. Spam is not having the best speed, but still stays on first place. Now the ending, really important for Spam to make it if he wants to get himself some points. Klauxe goes for the attack into the lead. Also Massa in the mix. So let's follow Massa here for the last part. Klauxe makes that mistake. Otak in the lead. Yannick's airside and Otak for that first top 3 points. Spam with a great ending. Massa and Spam both missing it. And that is a tilter, boys. That is an absolute tilter. They had it, but they both jumped a bit too far to the right. That is not good for Team Poppin. And I hope that they can still hold their composure. Otak, Hugo, and Maimo in the top 3. And then we have Lars also getting 8th place. Wingo Bear and Sam ahead of him. And Klauxe, after that mistake, still gets himself P number 5. So, of course, really hard to keep track of all the teams. I'm trying to do my best. But as you can see, Team Warthogs has gotten, or have gotten some good points here. Team Safe on P4 and Team Poppin gradually losing it here. Los Perros coming a bit closer, but hopefully they can make it in this round. Don't want to be biased here, of course, but I just want to see players making it that I'm also in contact with. Let's follow Ayako, only on P20 at the moment. Marius with a fastest start. Of course, Marius also a very, very good player. He is known to be the Safe Meister, but he is always there to perform. So maybe Marius is risking it now. Right now he finds himself on 8th place. So good performance for the Phelan 9 player. As he gets himself a good approach. Lars with a no slide. So he is out on this round. Also Marius falling tremendously behind. Makes that mistake there. So who's gonna get that first place? Massa across and Otak in the top 3. Massa will survive it. Who's gonna get that first place? It will be Massa sniping it away here in front of Otak. Then Spam on 3rd. Mika on 4th. Sam on P5. Uta on 6th, Maimo on 7th, and Ayako on P number 8. Also Tonk finishing, but only on 21st. But there you can see it, this ending is not easy. Pack severely struggling with that. I would do so as well. And Pack is still able to finish though. After going safe, 26th place for him. So still some points for Team Poppin. So Massa and Spam will go up in their leaderboard. As you can see, only... Yeah, I mean only... It's almost 1,000 points between 3rd and 6th right now. Team Safe can definitely make it. Okay. Let's follow Dionysos here in this round. Good start for the Frenchman. Also nice low jump here for him. So he will get himself a lot of time, or will gain a lot of time, across Loud6 and Yannick's are in the mix. Otak also not too far behind. So let's take a look. Now this part will of course be very decisive. Do a Neo slide here, gather yourself a lot of speed, and then this part where I swap into camera 3 because you have to steer in so early to the right again. Go very close to the wall. Across is leading again. Then we have Yannick's, Otak, Spam, Mika, their Wingo Bear with a mistake. Panda barely survives it and snipes away that 4th place. So great race from them. Also Pack on P number 8. We have Plix on 7th. Dinosaurs, we are spectated on P number 6. Across has made that mistake. And only P number 19 for him. So Team Across is Team Ya. So as S-side, Across, and Yannick's. But they are all like running away with some points. Let's take a look onto this round or onto the points afterwards. Because Duta Bear is coming closer, which is consisting of Wingo Bear, Uta, and Dionysos, who have spectated beforehand. Wingo Bear with a great performance, 5th place for him. So 1,400 points, almost 50% of the points, but makes that no slide here. That is not good for him. So Wingo Bear is dead. Also Panda lagging again. And let's go ahead. Snow X here had to respawn, as well as Plasterix. So they're out here. Let's go with Rin, who gives us a very good overview over the player field. P17 for him right now. Jumps a little bit further up, but gets himself a good alignment over this part. So he catches up some places. So Team Warthogs looking good, but makes that mistake there. That is not good for his team and for him. Can be very costly, but who will get that first place across? Going to Narnia. It will be Otak finishing in first. Hedra and Hugo for their team, for Team Los Perros. Getting good points, so they're not out on this one yet. But it's, of course, very hard to spectate this format, guys. It's very hard to spectate everything. But yeah, that's how it is. Snow X apparently has missed a checkpoint, or did he finish and just played afterwards? Plasterex not finishing. Okay. So 600 points between Dutabear and Warthogs. So they need a good last map, but there's still 6 rounds that are coming up, and they can all gradually come closer. Hugo with a good start. P number 10 for him, Loud 6, Dionysos, Maimo, Otak. And all the other players are just there to battle it out. Hugo with a great alignment though over this part. Jumps so low actually and gathers himself. Look at this line from Hugo. That was great, but of course he didn't have the best approach over this part. Had to release a little bit more, but that was a great approach over this quarter pipe. Or into this half pipe if you want to tail like that. But he fails this ending. Who will get that first place? Blasterex will make it. Also Massa not able to finish. Oh no. Massa from almost P1 to P14. That was so unlucky for Massa there. Oh no. Blasterex though getting first. But that was a tilter, boys. That was very unfortunate for Massa. Oh no. You hate to see that, but I was struggling with that ending as well. Spam only with a 27th position, going for that safe line. And yeah, that was the second to last map. We have one more map that will decide it. But right now we have a huge gap of 600 points between 3rd and 4th position. Only the top 3 teams are going through into the next round. So bear that in mind, boys. Okay, we have this map, map number 7, as the last map, and this one is definitely not easy. Oh, Rouget Noir with this infamous water part here that you can see here in the ending, where you don't want to hit any of the water and then do this risky jump and also not touch the water to get yourself the best speed out of that. So Otak, S-side playing out of their minds. 2,000 points for Otak. Then Mika, Wingo Bear, and Maimo behind that in the top 5. Also Yannick's and Plastic with a good performance. And then we see Massa on P10. So yeah, very, very evenly distributed. But yeah, of course this format is all about consistency, but it's hard to really match that. But 2,011 points, that is sick. That is more than 100 points in average per round. So what a performance. And right now Team MMS, so Mika, Maimo and Sam are through, as well as Team Ya, S-side across. And Yannick's really happy for across, who I've already met in real life. He's a very, very good, nice guy. Was also in my team beforehand, so great to see them, to see him improving. And then also Ayako, Rin and Otak. So Rin and Otak. So you can see Otak on the P1, Rin on 8th. And then we see Ayako, not with a very, very nice performance here. Where is he actually? Only on P number 23. But still, of course, 800 points. That is what matters. So Ayako still in it to eventually practice for next week. Because he was also a Zerator Cup semifinals, I think, twice already. And he knows how to do that. And right now, getting a good start. Let's follow Yannick's here for the last part of the track. Really important to not touch the water. As I said, Yannick's doing it S-side with a small misalignment here. Now you want to release and jump accordingly. Across is surviving it as well as Yannick's, but Across falling down. Klaus with so much speed here. But you can see how much you gain by just making that. Who will get into the top 5? It will be Otak on first. Mika and Panda are on 2 and 3. Yannick's on 4th. Wingobear on 5th. Lars also with a good performance on P number 6. And then Uta and Marius behind that. So Otak is dominating this server, let's say like that, for his team. So Team Warthogs looking good to extend their lead to P number 4. Already 600 points. So it's looking very, very clear for them to make it. Okay, Sam has made a mistake. Ayako on P number 23, but let's follow Loud6 here. Who is not too far behind. Hedra is leading. Mika, Otak, Maimo, and Masa in the top 5. Also Spam in the mix. Loud6 almost touching the water there. That was very close, but of course now this jump will decide it. Loud6 with a mistake. Who will survive it? Masa and also Peg with a flip. That is unfortunate. And they will not play a role in this one. Hedra looking good to make it happen. Yes, Peg and Otak again. Man, Otak is absolutely crazy. What did this guy do? Peg on 2nd though. But what a performance from Otak. Again winning this round with a 50.68. So what a performance. 2 out of 2 round victories. And then we see the other players finishing behind that. Also Sam here able to finish, as well as Snow. So the last 2 remaining players that will cross the finish line eventually. No. They will not. Otak is in Team Warthogs, who just went up to P number 2. And they can even win it. Of course, the seeding is really important. So that's what we are focusing on right now. So let's go with Team Ya here. Across is in that team, and he gets a beautiful start here up to P number 3. Of course, you don't want to clip anything here, so not the best amount of speed accumulated for Across. But also his teammate Yannick is in the mix. So it would be very, very important for them to survive that one. Also Massa, so Team Poppin, always with a good performance. But the ending, of course, really is mattering. So Across will not survive it here. What about Yannick? Yannick's in the mix with Otak for that first place. Who will get it? Otak with more speed, but who will bounce off the water a little bit less? I think it will be Yannick by the looks of it. No, Otak wins 3 out of 3 rounds on this map. This guy is certainly on another planet. That is absolutely correct against those players. Otak with a performance that is absolutely ridiculous. So great, great job. And he is single-handedly carrying his team. 2,600 points for his team, and they can come so much closer. Yako not even finishing here. So 15 points would be important that you get for the last place for that battle, because you can see it, Team Ya overtook them again. So it will be 2 more rounds, but only 100 points between 1st and 3rd position. So as I said, the seeding really important for the teams. Really, really important for the teams of making it into the 1st seed. So that's what we are focusing on right now. Otak again. Bro, what is Otak? Let's follow him for the 2nd to last round on this map. He has won 3 out of 3 rounds. Can he make it 4 out of 4 rounds? That would be a performance that I haven't seen before this year's Zerator Cup. What a performance from Otak. And he's looking strong to not get himself 1st place, but survives it. Actually, never mind. He clips it. And the Caster's Curse is kicking in. So Otak will not win it here, but maybe his teammates. What about Yannick? Yannick in 1st. And we have Hedra on 2nd. No, overtaking Yannick here. Mika gets 3rd. And also Spam with a good performance on P7. Panda, Across, and Marius behind that. And yeah, who else is able to finish? Ayako will finish this round. Only on the 26th position. By the looks of it. 25th, okay. And also Otak. So, Otak only with 23rd position. And we have the last round. So Warthogs falling tremendously behind. So it will be Team Ya versus MMS for the last word. So Aside, Across, and Yannick versus Mika, Maimo Jr., and Sam. Let's go ahead with Maimo Jr. here. Great start for him. So, of course, now it's for that first position. Will be hard to do the maths. But also Sam with a great start. His teammate for MMS. Okay, Maimo takes it a bit more conservatively here in this last round. But slows down here tremendously. Goes for the safe route, which is, again, a very, very nice decision to not go for the water. But Maimo will not play a role here. As well as Sam for that first position, at least. So Sam only on P number 6. Panda aside Wingo Bear winning it. And let's take a look who will be on that first place. Team Ya, MMS, and Warthogs will be through. And then we have Duta Bear, Save, Los Perros, Poppen, Le, Taldarts, and Multigaming being eliminated. So only the top 3 went through. But yeah, what a performance from Otak here. 2,000, almost 2,700 points out of 20 rounds. So that is a great performance. More than 100 points in average in each round. So that is, wow, that is crazy. More than 200 points. Team Ya winning it. So Airside, Across, and Yannick get the top seed. Mika, Maimo, and Sam on second. And then Ayako, Rin, and Otak on P number 3. GG. So that was the first match of, or the first quarterfinal. And yeah, we had, of course, Ayako slacking a bit. But of course, I know that feeling. Sometimes you just don't have a map that is good for you. But okay, actually, let me go ahead into this again. So those are the standings. Okay, so Team Poppen didn't make it, unfortunately. Team Poppen hasn't made it. Of course, Ayako is a god tier player. I agree with that. But it wasn't enough for him of making it. Okay, so that's it. So there again are the standings. So Team Ya, MMS, and Warthogs are through. Aside Across, Yannick, Mika, Maimo, and Sam. Ayako, Rin, and Otak. And then Duta Bear being the bubble team with being 4th, Wingo Bear, Uta, and Dionysos. And then Team Safe also with a good performance, but only on P number 5. Lars, Marius, and Plasterex almost 1,000 points away of that 3rd place, but still a nice performance. Los Perros on 6th, Hedra, Panda, and Hugo. Then we have Poppen, Spam Master Pack, Le, Taldarts, Cloud6, Azalai, and Klauxe. And then Multigaming, Snow, X, Tonk, and Plixie, who had a good entrance into the race, but then we're falling behind. We're also, for me, the underdogs. And yeah, that's it. So GG's to the teams. And good luck to the top 3 teams. So to Team Ya, to MMS, and Warthogs in the semifinals that will be played out next week, next year. Okay, that's it, guys, for the